Let's learn about OSPF Network LSA. In the previous lesson, we have already configured OSPF on IT Life Skill Router 1. In this lesson, we will continue to configure OSPF on IT Life Skill Router 2 and IT Life Skill Router 3. Then we will learn more about the broadcast network type and what happened to the link state database after the neighborship has formed among the routers in the same area. And finally, we will look into what's stored in the network LSA. To configure OSPF on router 2, we need to go to the configuration mode and issue the command router OSPF 1 and hit enter. It will bring us into the router configuration mode. Then we issue the command router ID and then we provide the ID value, then hit enter. Then we will issue the network command, and in this case we only want to match to the interface F00 and we put it in the area 0, then hit enter. Let's do it in IT Life Skill Router 2 by pasting all the commands, and that's it. We are done, and we just wait a little bit until the router forms the neighborship with router 1. And here we go, it formed the neighborship with router 1 and the status is full and the loading is done. Let's continue to configure OSPF on IT Life Skill Router 3. First, we need to go to the configuration mode and issue the command router OSPF 1, then hit enter. It will bring us into the router configuration mode and we issue the command router ID and then we provide the ID value for router 3, then hit enter. Now we need to enter the network command, and this is the wildcard that allows us to match both interface E23 and E20 and put them into the area 0, then we hit enter. Let's do it now on IT Life Skill Router 3 by pasting all the commands. And that's it, we are done, and as you can see, it formed the neighborship with router 1 and router 2. To know why the routers form the neighborship automatically, we need to understand how OSPF set the network types for routers interfaces. OSPF defaults to use broadcast network type on all types of Ethernet interfaces. As you may notice, all the interfaces of all routers in this network either use Ethernet or fast Ethernet, which means OSPF will set their network types as a broadcast network type. With OSPF enabled, routers that use broadcast network type will attempt to discover neighbors automatically and attempt to elect DR and BDR on each transit network, and they will assign themselves as DR on stop networks. To verify OSPF network type at the router private mode, we issue the command show IP OSPF interface, then hit enter. Let's do it on IT Life Skill Router 1 by pasting the command. As you can see, the interface Ethernet 2.1 has the network type broadcast. Let's repeat the same command on IT Life Skill Router 2, then hit enter. As you can see, the interface Fast Ethernet 00 has a network type broadcast. Let's repeat the same command on IT Life Skill Router 3 and hit enter. As you can see, the interface Ethernet 2.3 has the network type broadcast. To verify the neighbor router status, at the router private mode, we issue the command show IP OSPF neighbor, then hit enter. To verify the status of the router itself, at the router's private mode, we issue the command show IP OSPF interface brief, then hit enter. Here we are at the private mode of the IT Life Skill Router 3. Let's issue the command show IP OSPF neighbor, then hit enter. As you can see, router 3 forms the neighborship with router 1 at the interface E23, and router 1 is the DR and the state is full. Router 3 also forms the neighborship with router 2 on the same interface E23, and router 2 is the BDR and the state is full. Now let's verify the status of the router 3 itself by issuing the command show IP OSPF interface brief, then hit enter. As you can see on the interface E23, router 3 has a status of the other and it has two neighbors. And on the interface E20, it becomes the DR and has no neighbor. After the neighborship is formed, routers in the same area will exchange their link state database. Therefore, the link state database of all routers in the same area must be identical. For a broadcast network, after the DR is elected, it will create a network LSA for the area where it is located to describe about itself and how many neighbors it has in the broadcast network. Let's verify the link state database of each router. In order to do that, at the router private mode, we issue the command show IP OSPF database, then hit enter. To view the detail of the network LSA, we need to use the command show IP OSPF database network, then hit enter. Here we are at the private mode of IT Life Skills Router 1. Let's issue the command show IP OSPF database, then hit enter. As you can see, after the routers formed the relationship to each other, in the link state database of router 1, we see there's 3 router LSAs created by router 1, router 2, and router 3. In router 1, there's 2 links, and router 2 has 1 link, and router 3 has 2 links. Since this is a broadcast network, we also see the network LSA, and it is created by router 1, which means router 1 is the designated router. Let's see the detail of the network LSA by using the command show IP OSPF database network, then hit enter. As you can see, the network LSA, it tells us the designated router. In this case, it is router 1, and it has the IP address 10.0.0.1, and the broadcast network has the subnet /29, and currently there are 3 routers attached to it: router 1, router 2, and router 3. Let's now verify the link state database of router 2. As you can see, it has the same information as in router 1, except it tells us the link state database is on router 2. Let's verify the network LSA on router 2. We're supposed to see the same information as in router 1. As you can see, the network LSA in router 2 has the same information as in router 1, and it tells us that currently we are viewing the network LSA in router 2. Let's verify the link state database on router 3 by using the same command. As you can see, the link state database on router 3 has the identical information as in router 1 and router 2. Let's view the network LSA on router 3 by using the same command. As you can see, the network LSA on router 3 has identical information as in router 1 and router 2. Let's sum up the information about network LSA. The network LSA only exists in a broadcast network. OSPF Network LSA describes the following information about the broadcast network: the OSPF area that contains the broadcast network, the router ID of the designated router, the IP address of the designated router, the subnet mask of the broadcast network, and the router ID of all OSPF routers attached to the broadcast network. Let's read the keynotes for this lesson. This is the end of this lesson. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching.